Here we can see that the windows are blown out over there. If you look on this side up close, can you see here? This looks damaged on this side. I wonder if this is where the explosion originally happened. The damaged part of the building, though, is on this side over here. That's what I'm talking about, of course, but like these people are dressed a little bit different. So I think this might be like the bomb squad, the way they're dressing and looking at things.
Hey guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you. I kind of waited to do this video for a while because I just wanted to wait till like all the information was out. So on June 7th, I'm getting ready to go for a run, putting on my running shoes. It's about 9 o'clock and I'm sitting there just talking to my girlfriend for a second, and all of a sudden I hear this boom, and I look at her and I go, that wasn't a gunshot and that definitely wasn't fireworks. I think that was an explosion. And then I went on my run, and that's when I really noticed like helicopters flying by, and that's when my girlfriend told me that there was an explosion. The bomb that went off was about a 7-minute walk from where we live. So when it went off, it did not break any of our windows or anything, but I felt it like in my chest, and I felt it like move the earth for a second. For those of you who don't know, there was an explosion in Linköping, and when this bomb went off, there was a couple minor injuries. But it was one of the largest explosions that Sweden has had in the last 20 years, and it destroyed hundreds of apartments. It just blew the glass out of all these apartments. And I just wanted to do a story on this because it got me thinking about camera systems in Sweden. Now, first of all, I think that whoever set off this bomb did not intend to hurt anybody. That's just my personal opinion, because I can't imagine that large of an explosion happening and people not magically getting killed. I heard it's a miracle, but that makes me think that the bomb was designed, and I don't know for sure, but the bomb was designed to be loud and scary. But if you're maximizing a bomb to actually hurt people, you're putting things in that bomb like shrapnel and things like that. So that didn't happen. And it also makes me think that whoever set off the bomb did it manually, possibly, because maybe it wasn't on a timer, just due to the fact that not so many people were hurt. Maybe they waited until there wasn't so many people around. The rumor was that it is gang violence, so I don't know the future or what's happened there. It is a little bit interesting though, because where I go on my run would have been typically where that area is, which is kind of near a playground where I run along the river. So whether it was intended or not to hurt anybody, I really hope whoever set it off is found and punished, because the explosion happened very, very close to a playground where kids play, and that's just not cool. I just want to say that I still think Sweden is extremely safe. I mean, this is probably the biggest thing that's happened since I've been there for 6 years. I think there's been a couple shootings since I've been there, but extremely rare. But just an interesting, crazy thing. I put some of my footage in there, but it got me thinking of something. When the explosion happened, I thought to myself, well, what they're going to do then is they're going to look at all the camera footage that they have, and they're going to be able to see who placed the bomb there. They're going to look at camera footage from all kinds of different buildings and things like that. And the real interesting thing is that in Sweden, they don't have the camera system like we have in the United States or UK. And, you know, a few years ago, I would have said, well, you know, privacy, don't want to live in this like 1984 kind of state. But at the same time, I think it's a cultural thing. This is why I want to talk about it. I think that Swedish people kind of feel that if you have cameras in place, that suggests that something's not safe. For example, in the United States, we have cameras in schools, in the hallways, outside the school. And I think to a Swede, they would think that if a school had camera systems in it, that school wouldn't be safe. But the reason we have cameras set up is so that if something happens, even if it's like a bullying or a fight, everything is caught on camera, so in a way it becomes a little bit of a deterrent. I was shocked because I would think that there should at least be traffic cameras that maybe caught the explosion or caught something happen. So it just brings up an interesting point. I think Sweden's going to have to look at the future, and in public areas, this is just my opinion, but in public areas, you don't really have privacy anyways. I mean, it's legal for someone to just pull out their phone and record you if you're walking down the street. There's really nothing you can do in a public area. So I think in public areas, it might be a good idea to have this. If you think about it, if someone gets attacked, if there's a crime that's committed, it's automatically caught on camera. So I wanted to bring this up to you guys as a little bit of a discussion, because I feel that Sweden should think about this in the future, and about placing more cameras and things for these kind of things that could possibly happen. But what are your thoughts? Do you feel that as a Swede, that if you put cameras in a lot more public areas, that means that it's less safe, or would you feel more safe having these steps put in place? Because I think the reason I did this video is to just start this discussion, and I think it's something that the Swedish should do in the future to make it a little bit safe. It's a completely safe country, but like when things go wrong and what happens. So, and that being said, I just want to stress that, you know, when something like this happens, you know, the comment sections go crazy and suddenly, you know, groups of people are being blamed and everything else. But overall, Sweden's a safe country, but that doesn't mean that bad stuff can't happen anywhere. And that's really just the case. You know, I don't feel unsafe because it happened. I just feel like you got to live your life day to day and not live in fear. And that's what I try to do, so I don't get in fear. If you guys like this one, go ahead and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, dope.